Welcome back to the Flutter GetX Masterclass. In this episode, we are diving into the world of state management. We will begin by examining the standard Flutter approach of managing state with setState, and then show you how GetX can take your state management to the next level. Today we are going to explore state management starting with code example that uses setState. We will demonstrate how it works and then transform the same example using GetX to achieve efficient state management. We are starting with a Flutter project that will include a simple list of items. We will be using the setState method to handle the state of these items. So let's just begin with the coding. So we will be just creating a simple application where we can just mark an item as our favorite. So I'll be just doing it with the standard setState first, and then I'll be just transforming this code with the GetX state management. So without any wasting time, let's just begin by using the body of our scaffold, and in the body part I'll be just creating a list view builder where I will just show my lists on the screen. So the list view builder, and it requires the item builder, the context and the index. So let me just provide that. In here I'll be just returning a simple card to just showcase my list items. So in the card, and I'll be using the child, and I'll be using a list style. So where I'll be using the title, which will be our item basically, and her icon, which we can mark the item as favorite. So I'll be using the list style, and in the list style I'll be just using the title, and in the title I'll be just showing my item from a list. So let's just create the list first. So I'll be using the list here, which will be list type of string item list, and it will be some dummy data, which will be item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4. It will be just enough for now for the example purposes. So now I'll be just accessing this item as my title. So here you go, I'll be just using the text widget, and in the text widget I'll be just calling my item list, and as you know that list has indexes, so 0, 1, 2 and 3. So we will be just calling that index from our list view builder, basically this, and it accepts text, so we will be just converting that to string, so it will be just print on the screen. So when I just refreshed my code, so we have just got our items, but we have got some kind of errors because we have not defined the length of our list. So that is the reason we are getting this error. So let's just define the length of our list. So here you go, we will be using the item count, and we will be just giving the length of our this item list, whatever item will be in the list. So our this list should be length of our this list basically. So let's just provide that, which is item list dot length, and that's it. Here you go, now our error is removed, and now basically we will be just tapping on that. So for that reason we will be just creating our on tap function, which with the list style provides us. So in the on tab function, now we will be just able to click on that to make this or to mark this item as favorite. So now how can we just do that? So when I click on this item, basically it will just be stored in another item list, which will be a favorite item list basically. So it will be just uh, be headed into that item, and we will be just showing basis on that item list, favorite item list basically. So let's just also create that, which will be the list, and here you go, it will be also a string, and it will be favorite item list, and it will be empty for now. So let's just now create the logic what we will be doing basically. So now we will be just creating this. So now I'll be just using the if conditions, and I'll be just using uh, the favorite item dot contains, if this list contains these items basically. So I'll be just simply deleting them from our list or our favorite list. So item list, and that will be the index, and that will be to string, and that's it. And in the else part, and in the body part of this else, we will be just removing if the favorite item list, this item exists in our favorite item list basically. So we will be just removing them from our favorite item list when the user clicks back on that. So we will be just calling our favorite item list dot remove and this data. I'll be copying it from here, and I'll be just pasting it here, and that's it. In the else part, we will be just, if it is not already in this list, so just add it in our favorite list. So it will be head. And now we will be just using the set state to just refresh our screen. Set state. And that's it. So now we will be also heading an icon. So when user clicks on that icon, so the color of that icon will changes according to the favorite. If user clicks on that, if it is marked as a favorite, so the color should be different, and if it is not as marked as favorite, then color should be different. So let's just use that. So we will be using the trailing property of our list style, and I'll be using the icon, which will be icons dot favorite. And so in the color part, we will just put a condition basically, that will be favorite item list contains, favorite item list contains this item list. So the color should be basically, color should be red, else colors dot black, and here you go, that's it. So now I'll be just saving this, and you will see different art shape icon. So when I click this, it will be red, and when I click this, it will be red, and when I click this, it will be red, and when I click again on this, so it will be just removed from our favorite list. But in this example, you can see that every time we interact with an item to mark it as a favorite, the entire widget is being rebuilt. This is far from an efficient approach, especially as the list grows. But fear not, we have the solution. which is GetX State Management. Let's see how it transforms our state management approach. So to begin with, we have to create a controller for our favorite items, so which will be favorite controller. So in our controller directory, I'll be just creating a dart file which will be favorite controller dot. So we have just created this counter controller in our previous video. If you have not watched that yet, so just go and watch that. We have just explained each and everything, how we can just work with controllers and what are observable values and what are reactive data types. So yeah, let's jump to our this topic. So we will be just creating the class which will be favorite controller, and it will be just extend with the getX controller to use the getX functionalities basically. So yeah, that's it. Now I'll be just copying the same list which I have just created from here. So here you go, I have just copied them and I'll be pasting them here, and I'll be just saving it. And now I'll be just creating two methods, one for adding it to our favorite list and the other one from removing it from our favorite list. So yeah, now I'll be just creating add to favorite list, which will take a value, which value, this item value. So we will be just providing it dynamically. So here you go. Now I'll be just uh, which will be favorite dot add, and we will be just adding this value, and I'll be using the update function which will help us to refresh the screen or to rebuild the state basically. So that's it. Now we will be just creating our remove from favorite list function, which will be remove from favorite, and it takes a value, and which will be favorite item list dot remove and the value, and that's it. So now we will be just going back to our home screen class, and we will be just initializing our favorite controller here, which will be favorite, which what was the name, and we will be just, sorry, we have just made a mistake, which was favorite, and I'll be just saving this again, and we will be using the favorite controller and the favorite controller, and here you go, we will be just using the get package, which we use the port get port here, and we will be just calling our favorite controller class. That's it. So we have just initialized or created our favorite controller class in our home class. So now for that, now we to use or to resolve this issue, to resolve this rebuilding issue, we need to wrap our this list view builder into a get builder first, so that only the this icon where it is being changed, so only this should be rebuilt when I click on this item, or if I mark this item has favorite. So let's just remove this item list view builder from here. I'll be just cutting it from here, and we will be just using the get builder, and it requires a builder. So let's just add that controller, and now we will be just returning our list view, and that's it. Now we need to provide the class from which class this get builder will get the data basically. So we will be just providing our favorite controller class here, and now I'll be just using this controller to get my favorite class data in my home screen. So our lists name were same, so I'll be just adding this controller in front of this, and that's it. So I'll be just adding them quickly. And yeah, now we don't need this standard set state for rebuilding our state, so we will just remove that, and here we will be just calling our own defined function which we have defined it in our favorite controller class. So we will be just calling that, which was removed from favorite, and the other one which was head to favorite. And that's it. I'll be just auto restarting my program, and now I will be just removing these lists from here, and now I'll save this again. And now when I click this favorite button or mark my item as favorite, so now screen is being rebuilt once, but it is not removing. So let's just, yeah, it removed. So let's add it again, and it removes it again. So yeah, but let's just, so yeah, we have not called that update function here, so let's just call that again and save that again. And you see in the updated code, you will notice that we have used get builder to efficiently update the UI when changes occur in this controller. This means that only necessary widgets are rebuilt, significantly improving performance. So what do you think about this transformation in set state management? Does it seem like a game changer to you? Share your thoughts in the comment below. That's it for this episode. We have successfully transformed our state management with GetX, reducing unnecessary widget rebuilds. In the next episode, we will continue our exploration of GetX and uncover even more exciting features. So stay tuned and keep coding with Flutter.